Good morning. Just dropped the van off for an MOT, so I'm having a little wander back into town. Had a very encouraging email this morning from a guy called Dave. Just sort of saying he'd sort of discovered the channel recently and walk a lot of the lanes he does. That was great to get on a Monday morning. One of the things it did was I've been thinking of getting rid of the Walks and Wanders website because it's costing me about 150 quid a year. Doesn't make any money, and but that's how Dave contacted me, so I kind of want to think through how people can still email. It's really nice to get some positive feedback on the channel, and obviously, as I often say, you can all see me, I can't see you, so if we meet in the street or you ping an email, that's really encouraging. So I'm just walking down a lane in Artlist. I shall attempt to put the 3 words on for those of you that follow that. Also want to give a shout out to Peter, who sent me a donation on Buy Me a Coffee. Very much appreciated. Just to keep up with all the costs of the flipping hard drives. I keep all the video footage, even footage that doesn't make it into the video, just like an archive in case I want to refer back to it in a future video. Yes, so those donations are very helpful, much appreciated. And obviously anyone's welcome to send a little donation on Buy Me a Coffee. The great thing about Buy Me a Coffee is you don't have to sign up or give any of your details or anything like that. You can just pop on, do a donation, and you don't have to create an account or anything. So I'll leave the link to Buy Me a Coffee in the description below, and I'll put it on the screen here. So anyway, yeah, Monday morning. I've got big cobwebs on me now. Yeah, woke up this morning. Sounds like the start of a blues song, doesn't it? Woke up this morning. Yeah, woke up this morning thinking I won't jump out of bed, not that I often do. I'll have a quiet coffee, and just made the coffee, got back into bed, and then the waterworks people turned up across the road, started drilling the road up, so there was no quiet coffee in bed. So I thought I'd check my emails on my phone, and that's when I found Dave's encouraging email that had come through the Walks and Wanders website. So I'd be interested to know your opinion for regular viewers. If you've just stumbled upon this video, don't know who I am, it's of no relevance to you whatsoever, but regular viewers, lots of who comment on the videos on YouTube, or occasionally send an email or donation on Buy Me a Coffee, and you can leave a comment there. Just wondering what you think. I created the website originally because back in the day, probably about 5, 6, maybe, I don't know, 7 years ago now, whenever I started the channel on YouTube, your channel ID, your channel identity, which is like a long number or some gobbledygook. So I wanted to be able to give people like a link or something to a website, build a bit of connection, and sorry, just looking at all this open land, great for wildlife. Yeah, I wanted a website that sort of built connection, and I know how to make websites, something I've done many times before, so I thought I'd give that a go. Is that a footpath? I don't think so. So I bought the domain name walksandwanders.com. Thought that's simple to remember, and set up a website. It's a very simple one through WordPress, but I realise I mostly just plonk like a link to the video, or embed the video, the latest video. So it's just a series of posts they've got the videos. In a way, it's sort of identical to the YouTube channel. And part of me is thinking, why am I paying 150 quid a year just to duplicate what anyone would get if they went to the YouTube channel? And I think there is a way that you can put an email address, and I might have even done it when I set it all up. I think there's an email link on my YouTube channel at the channel header. I think there's a little symbol of an email, and you click on that. I think it gives you some sort of email to me. I do get stats for the website, and I don't know, about 70 to 100 people seem to be looking at it every month. But I just wonder what to do about that. The thing is, I've got another website for my, well, sort of connected to my other channel, and donegan.life. Could just use that one website for everything, including the walks. Just as an aside, if you want a load of apples, Stow Upland's the place. Look at this. The ground is covered with them. Oh yeah, they're all up there on the tree. Some free apples. Foraging, this could be the place to come. Anyway, as I was saying, yeah, I've got sort of well-being website and channel, donegan.life. I'll put links to them below in the description and on the screen. And I could just use that one website because I want to kind of redesign that soon. And maybe just include everything in one site. Just point the people interested in the walks to the walking YouTube channel page. But let me know what you think about all that. Do you use the walksandwonders.com website at all? Has it been useful? Would you like to cover the £150 a year cost? It's not difficult to maintain it. It's just every year I get a bill. Like the domain and the hosting of the website. And I probably could have got away with a free website on WordPress. I have to look into that. But anyway, let me know if you use that website, if you find it useful, or do you just go straight to the YouTube channel. Yeah, the other thing to say to regular viewers is I've just been finding it really difficult to find a slot to make videos at the moment, which is why you get this half-assed attempt walking back from dropping the van at the MOT. It's just one of them things. If I've got room in the diary, book a day out to go and do a big walk, something interesting, and yet it'd be force 8 gales, which is hopeless for the recording audio, or it's chucking it down with rain. And I know this video's on the channel where I went out in the rain and the camera's waterproof. I'm not worried about that, but yeah, there's days like the last 2 weeks where I'd just be burnt to a crisp. It's not good to be out at my age, when you're 32 and over. It's not good to be out in 30-degree heat. So I've mostly just been hiding at home during this heat wave. So yeah, I'm definitely still making videos, but I've just been thwarted lately. The other thing is that we've had a lot going on in the family, and obviously the family always comes first. So yes, that just takes sort of precedence over stuff. I think most of that's calming down a bit now, and I've got little ideas for videos. It's just finding the right moment, and then also it's I know I make it look easy. It's actually, I've got to be in the right frame of mind to sort of talk to a camera, and I know I seem half comatose in these videos, but this is me when I've pepped myself up, so yeah, I've got to kind of crank myself up a little bit, even though it looks like I'm half asleep most of the time. So you're just walking down, I'm going to walk down Preston's Hill. Those of you who are local and know where that is, apologies for the traffic noise on the A14. Be away from that shortly. We're going to walk down Preston's Hill and over the railway. Might do a little, lots of little detours in Stowmarket and footpaths. Maybe we'll explore some of that in a minute. So a few people have asked me recently what's on the agenda this week. You know, in any given week, not particularly this week. And being now sort of 70% retired, maybe 75% retired, I have a lot more ability to manage my own time. Another estate going up here on Preston's Hill. So the other thing I'm trying to do at the minute is up my step count. Every GP I listen to, particularly the UK GPs that have a YouTube channel, and GPs in general, they all say, you know, if you want to stay healthy, walk as far as you can, as fast as you can, for as long as you can. So I'm not generally at the moment, most days I don't quite get to 5,000 steps. Today I will, and yesterday I got over 10,000 steps, and that's the magic number everyone quotes. Get 10,000 steps a day. Don't know that we need to do that necessarily. I don't think it's a number. That's more of a guide. But I always feel walk a bit further than you would if you were just doing the things you need to do in the day. Any sort of contradiction to all that is thinking about my dear old dad who never learnt to drive. He did try, but failed his test and then gave up, I think. Yeah, my dear old dad, he walked everywhere really. I mean, caught the bus. If he was going into, we lived in Manchester, we lived about halfway between Manchester and Oldham. So if he's going into the city centre, obviously caught a bus. But locally, you know, I'm sure he did 10,000 steps a day. And then he was, most of his life, he was a supervisor at the postal sorting office in Manchester in Dale Street. And I think that just involved a lot of walking around as well. But sadly he died when he was 57, so the walking thing didn't really work for him. It's kind of mind-boggling to me that I'm now sort of, today I've outlived him by more than 11 years. I never imagined being older than my dad. So he never got to retirement, never got his pension, never enjoyed that sort of free time. He did change his job towards the end of his life, which is a bit less stressful, I think. Yeah, he still went out to work every day. I think what we'll do is I'm just turning round down the Old Newton. The vehicles talk now when they turn. M25. Yeah, turn round down Newton Road and we'll head towards Spring Row. There's a little footpath near the railway. I'll go and have a look there. Something to be said for just going out on a walk and switching the camera on. It feels to me a little bit half-assed, excuse my French, but sometimes I think I overthink. Like, obviously you've got to be a little bit prepared if you're doing a history video, you need a bit of research on those. And I guess if you're doing a countryside walk, it's good to have a vague idea where you're going and how far you're going. But it's interesting, I got into, when I was thinking about what to do a YouTube channel about, I got into doing this sort of walk and talk style and kind of studied a bit how to do it, because I was following, I think was looking for, you know, what camera to get to vlog, and it doesn't really matter, you can use your phone as it turns out. I'm into the DJI action camera stuff, but I did a search on YouTube. I'm now turning down Spring Row, I think it's called, yes, Spring Row. I'm just interrupting what I was saying. And I reckon if you look on a map before they put the railway in, I reckon this is the continuation of what's now Pound Lane down near Lidl, and it would be the way out to Old Newton. But I think if you look on the map here, you can see that the line follows that, but the railway cut through everything. Yes, back to the camera thing, I just googled what's the best vlogging camera, found a few channels, but one was a Canadian guy. He's a comedian really, but he reviews cameras on one of his channels, and then he has a sort of channel about, I was going to say how to be a vegan, but he switches between vegan and carnivore quite a lot. Anyway, a lot of his videos are just him walking to the shop in Toronto, and I think he does a video for one channel on the way to the shop and video for the other channel on the way back. But I just like, I've never been to Canada, I just like the fact, and you know, his comedy, but I like the fact that you just saw bits of real downtown Toronto, and unlike me, he wasn't quite as shy as sort of vlogging in public, so you get all the people walking past him and everything, and that's kind of what inspired me to do this as a channel. Anyway, walking down the side of the railway, I guess once you cut off Spring Row there, you need a little access point here. This fence isn't half leaning. That feels not good. I mean, if it fell, it probably wouldn't reach the track, but I mean, the concrete posts, I don't know, they've been put into concrete, but still leaning. And there's a little something new on Crown Street, which I'll show you in a minute. You may already, if you live local, you may already be fully aware. You probably are. But if you're not, I'll show you.
One eternity later.
Yeah, so apparently if you've got a bit of money, you can borrow an electric car. By the day, by the mile, by the hour, I don't know. Car club. Plug in Suffolk. Your car when you need it. Yeah, I think from what I've heard, you've got to have an annual membership money. And then there's a hire charge, more money. And then there's a mileage charge, more money. But if you don't want the cost of running a car, and you only need, you know, occasional car to get to Bury or Ipswich or something once in a while, that could be a cost-effective way of doing it. This is definitely not a sponsorship or a recommendation. I haven't used it, just heard about them the other day. So yeah, electric car in Stowmarket. I need to get something for tea. Am I going to Aldi or Asda or Lidl? That is the question. So I've done 4,800 steps at the moment, getting back from the garage. hoping to get a lift up when I go back to collect the van. So we definitely reached the 5,000 today. See the pot of flowers is having a makeover there. The decorator painting the outside. I did meet a couple who said they would watch the videos if it was just me walking to Astor, but I think most people would. So I'm gonna end the video here. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think about the website. Yeah, go and have a look. walksandwonders.com. Could I get away with just having the YouTube channel? And if you want to donate to an old age pensioner on Buy Me a Coffee, yeah, the link's in the description below. So I will see you in the next video, wherever that may be.